Okay, I'm online. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Good evening, wherever you are. As usual, I'm always pleased to be here. Yes, some of you will be wondering, where's Abby? Where's Abby? Where's Abby? Um, well, for Abby's still a little bit under the weather. She might join us later. So because I actually spoke with her just a few seconds ago, so I tried to encourage her, and uh, make her feel better because it's really not easy. She's really going through a lot. We keep praying for her, and we know that things will get better with time. So, but other than that, she has instructed that nobody should feel too sorry or too sad for her, that she's okay. I should tell everybody that she's okay. But please do keep her in your prayers. She'll make it. In fact, she just told me. She told me, was it yesterday? She told me that while walking around her compound, her street, the neighbor's dog even beat her. I'm not like, what?
Uh,
How did that happen? And this is a place she's been living for a while. She knows the dog and all that, and too many things. But she's got her shot, so I'm sure she'll be fine. She'll be really
no.
fine. Then, well, my day today, I always like starting with the weather. We had a very nice weather, so I'm very happy about it. Yeah, ran a few errands there, here and there. But it's been a lively day for me. Like, nothing to get me upset. Nothing to make me feel down. I really thank God for days like this. They do matter to me because other than that, a stressful day could make you always feel like, I want one of those days, and all that. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. So, in the absence of okay, oh, Joanne is already here. Okay, I even forgot that I kept talking. Welcome, Joanne. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. Good evening. How's everybody?
How are you? How's your day been? It's been a while, though. I don't know why you're running away from us.
Well, you don't see, like I said, it usually coincides with my day for midweek service. So when I get
Oh,
home from church, I'm usually just exhausted and I just want to sleep.
oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
I
Well,
know.
how
In fact,
did church?
it was fine. I'm just coming in now. I'm still in the car right now. I haven't even gotten into the house.
Uh, who did you offend in the house?
At all, they're not going to give us light. You know, we're in Nigeria now. So they refuse to give us
Oh,
light, and I need to boost my phone a bit. So I'm just sitting in the car, and I tell you, I tell you,
what's the percentage on your phone now?
so I don't know. I'm just tired. I just boost it a bit and get in.
No, you know why I'm laughing? I remember when I was still in Nigeria back then. They'll just take there will be power out for like sometimes the whole day. That's you come back from work the whole day to the next morning, no electricity. You know what I do? I'll
I,
just go into the car, switch on the AC, and just relax. In fact,
I, as in,
I used to
uh
think that car will overheat if you leave the car on. But uh,
hmm
with my Audi, then it just keeps going. I
I've been
always buy
I've
petrol.
been here for the last 20 minutes. I've been intermittently turning the car on and off, and then just listening to the radio just to boost it a bit. So
Ah, and
it'll
when
be
you
all
get
right.
to the office grumpy, you won't understand what's going on.
I tell you, they will not. They will not. Oh, it's fine.
So to operate at optimal at your optimal level because they are
Multiple
paying you.
level. As a, yeah, don't worry, we will deliver. We will deliver anyhow, child. then we'll come back home and just sleep.
As you say, as you say, how do you say it again? You're a slave to the salary.
And my brother, as in,
That's
we
if you're
can't wait to break out of this grind. We can't.
working class. If you're a working class person, a slave to the salary.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
it.
other than that, how was the day like before this power situation?
It wasn't bad. It's
Oh,
well, it was a regular
yeah.
day, busy activities, trying to tidy up a few things for the organization. And
Oh,
the weather is great. The weather is great. It's a little hot in the afternoons, then it's so chill at night. So, uh,
you sound like
what
the
else?
engine room.
Sorry?
You sound like the engine room of your team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We, my organization is a training. Is focused around training. So we're like the government body that regulates trainings in Nigeria, and that's a whole lot of things to do.
For the
Uh-huh.
organization.
Yes, I work with the Industrial Training Fund.
Oh,
Yes, so
oh,
it's a whole lot of work.
add Noel. Noel, wait. Noel, you made it today. First time in history. What happened?
Yay!
No, he doesn't even know he's on.
He
Manuel,
doesn't.
can you hear me? He doesn't even know he's on. Can you hear me, Emmanuel?
I don't think he can.
Oh, okay. So let's quickly swing into the topic. Today's topic: body parts and physicality. Do they really matter in a relationship or marriage?
Okay.
Oh, Joanne, you're no longer moving. Joanne, can you hear me? Joanne,
Yes, I can. I can. I'm here.
Noel is not hearing
I'm
me.
here. I'm
That's
with
strange.
you.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So, what do you think about the? Okay, let me start. Let me start. Sorry, as you. So, we got this from one of our viewers. They said we should talk about this. So, what this is really is about when people want to choose who they date or who they want to get married to. You often see people saying, if it's a lady, they say it has to be tall, dark, handsome, six packs,
Mm-hmm.
bicep,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh, what else again? Hairy,
Very
uh, the
sexy
husky voice,
eyes, nice
yeah,
dentition,
all those.
all those kind of
You see a
stuff.
guy like, then they said, then they also mentioned this embarrassing part that, oh, his manhood must be okay. No. So in this world we are living, then we also have the guys from our own perspective. We're always like, oh, the girl has to be sexy, hourglass shape, this,
Mm-hmm.
that. She must come from Manchester, then she
Yes, now
must
national.
was from Bacardi and all that. And I'm like, yeah, I, once upon a time, I used to think like that. So I'm not mocking anyone. It's something that happens to growing adults and all that. But then again, you still find grown people who are single who still stick to these demands from the partners or intending spouses they want, and I think about it, and I'm like, when are we ever going to learn?
Like
Because
seriously.
yeah, and I say, thank God you're not. Okay, let me not say thank God. It's a good thing that single people like you get to hear this before going inside,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people just jumped into the. Let me tell you, you see, you might see, for a guy's perspective, you might see a very, very nice looking lady, pretty,
Mm-hmm.
soft spoken. In reality, she's a psychopath. Like, she's really, really crazy. You know why I say this? I have this friend. Anytime we go out together, it kind of
Yes.
he irritates me
Yes.
because when he's talking to a nurse over the counter, you say, "Oh, did you hear the voice of the nurse? Did you see how beautiful this will make a good wife?" I'll just give him the goat eye, and I'm like, "Is this guy fine?" We'll go to another store to buy something. Then he'll like, "Oh, see the way the husband must be very lucky." So what
Oh,
they had to I said, "Listen, these people are paid to be nice. They are not. They are not. They are not. Some might be
I
like that.
mean,
Now,
it's not by nature. Yes.
they are being
Mm-hmm.
nice to keep their jobs. They are not there to please you or advertise themselves. It's when you take such a person
Mm-hmm.
home, then you understand that everything you were saying was just a scam. It was just a show. So don't go by
Exactly.
all that. And we have another group of people. I've also dealt with people like this. You meet a girl in the club or anywhere, you don't know this girl from any. Oh, Candy is here finally. Let's give Candy.
Okay.
Welcome, Candy. We missed you last week. You're mute. You're mute. Mute,
I had a
mute.
long day. I had a long day at work last week.
Oh, well, I hope you
Yeah.
pulled through.
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay. You're looking militant today. I hope we're safe.
yeah. No, it's
Huh?
just cold, and I'm working in the garage.
So we're safe.
Yeah, we're safe.
Okay.
Okay.
Were you
Hi,
listening to
Candy.
Hi.
were you listening to me earlier on?
No, no, no. I had gone to pick up my daughter, so I missed the beginning.
Okay. So let me just roll it quickly. So we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about body parts, physicality. Do they really matter in a relationship or marriage? So I was talking about demands people make before they get married or get into a relationship. I want
Mm.
a tall, dark, handsome guy with muscles, six pack, hairy, brown
Ah.
eyes, green eyes, whatever, whatever, husky voice or bedroom voice or Barry White voice, whatever, and all that. Then they end up, they still take it a notch higher and say, and the manhood must be okay. Then I was like, what does okay mean in measuring somebody's body parts? Then the guys are like, oh, she must be hourglass shape, thin, slumpy, sexy, Nicki Minaj style, whatever it is they want. And I, I admitted that I used to think like that. Well, when I was much younger, I used to see things that
Mhm.
way. But these days, I'm beginning to understand that there's more to human beings than what meets the eye. So I gave examples
Mhm.
of my friend who we walk through stores, we go to the hospital, then a nurse speaks to him, like, "Oh, did you hear her? She's so soft spoken. She's not married. I'm sure she'll make a good wife." Then we'll go to the store, somebody else will speak to him, like, "Did you see the girl at the counter? Wow, she's so nice. Why can't these people? Why can't I have nice girls like this for what?" Then I'm like, listen, these people are paid to be nice. They are not necessarily nice. It's when you live with them, then you know who they actually are. Don't assume because you see them. And this goes for newscasters, radio newscaster, TV presenters, actors. Sorry, actors are even the
Sorry.
worst. You think you know them, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't. You think,
Mhm.
but I have a formula. If I've watched 10 of your movies, I can tell your true character. Honestly, ask my friends, they know. If I want to tell
Really?
the truth of an actor, an actress, I just need to want 10 of your movies. There's always one particular trait that will always be constant in all the roles you're playing. And from there, I'll just pick and build up. And I'm always correct. I don't know how. I'm always right. So I said this to say that, okay, I don't think it's wise to to judge the book by the cover. In fact, that's a simple way of putting it. Let's not judge the book by the cover. Get to know the person, talk, and see what's up there. Don't get kind. And by the way, those things fade over time. When you're married and whatever it is you choose, when it fades, what do you hold on to?
Mm-hmm.
The person will start continue. See what I'm talking. Anyway, let me not say too much. Let's allow Joanne to give us her own perspective. Can you hear me, Joanne?
So,
Camera
Oh,
seems
yes, I can. I'm here.
okay. Okay.
Okay. So
Give us your
I just think that these things are okay. Physical attributes like shape of the face, shape of the body, they're things that would fade with time. They really cannot sustain a relationship for a very, very long time because there's more to the individual than her shape or his six pack or that. There's character, and character is key to keeping a relationship together. So I think physical attributes, well, it's nice to have them, but it shouldn't be the sole thing that the relationship is based on. That's just my two
oh,
cents.
nothing more.
No, nothing more. Although I like to have a guy with the six pack, with the sexy eyes, with
See,
the
I should
like
have asked you. I shouldn't have asked you. I shouldn't have asked you.
Yeah, I'd like to have it with the whole 9 yards, and he should have everything just right for me. But then I know that
Fade off.
it's fleeting, very.
It's going to fade off.
No, 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 it's fleeting. It's in another 10, give or take 5, 10, 20 years. Would I still be able to see those attributes? Would they still be there to attract me to him? So if we don't have something deeper sustaining the relationship, then there's no point. Mm,
That makes a lot of sense. I appreciate the honesty. I
mhm.
really appreciate it. Hey, it's Django there. Django.
Okay.
Okay. Emmanuel,
Yeah,
can
I'm
you
here.
tell us? Okay, wait. Emmanuel first. Wait. Candy has to go first. Okay.
sorry,
So
I was
Candy,
sorry, I was switching to
um,
my computer.
yeah, I got your message. I got your message. So
So,
give
what
us
I
your
think?
opinion. Yes.
Well,
Okay,
I
my opinion.
Emmanuel,
Um.
wait. Emmanuel,
o-
wait. Wait
Okay.
for
Okay.
Candy to finish talking.
All right. Okay. Okay.
um, I mean, I think everybody has something they're attracted to, and I think it's okay to want those things when you're looking for a partner, but I think it has to be deeper than that. Because, yeah, you could see someone and they have the attributes, but then they have the most awful personality and character. So, yeah, I think because I think like what we see is what we is the first thing we're looking at. That's the first thing that attracts you to a person. So I think it's important. I don't think we can discount it at all. But but then you have to go deeper. You can't just be like, oh, this person is tall, dark, and handsome, and that's all I need. Because tall, dark, and handsome does not equate good person. you know. So that's my take on it. It's good to
How
like
about
what you like.
how about for those who venture into bedroom performance? Does it count?
Well, I mean, yeah, it definitely counts. I mean, you don't want to have a lackluster sex life. I think sex is important in a relationship. Your sexual compatibility. It's a big, it's a whether we want to admit it or not, sex is important. At least to me, it is. And so, yeah, you want to be with someone who is going to satisfy you sexually too.
Okay, okay. And
But like I
I
said,
kind of
that's still, it's not the end all be all though. Like I said, someone could be great in bed but be an awful person. That's not, yeah. So they have to. You have to look. You have to. I think when you're looking at relationship, you have to take a holistic view. You can't just look at one thing or one thing and say, "Oh, this person meets my criteria," and that's it. Not looking at digging deeper into the person. You know, if that
yep.
makes sense.
It does. It
Yeah.
does make sense. And you wonder why you have kings with horrible wives, and yet the king can't say that the wife is horrible. She's maltreating everyone. Or you have this boss that has a wife that has servants, and she's maltreating everyone. But only the homeowner is unaware that something. And I keep telling them that you know what goes on in the bedroom. You don't. So don't blame the guy. The guy is just being stringed along. Okay, Emmanuel, you can tell us what you think. You and Joanne. Okay, you people are still trying to grasp from the rest of us. So tell us what you think so far, so we can correct you.
Okay. If I understand the topic very well, for the part
Yeah.
physicality doesn't really matter in relationship or marriage. For me, it does. Yeah, it does because you see this issue of compatibility and all that. The way I look at it, something must endear you to a person. You understand, you know.
Yes.
So for me, I like ladies that are slim. Okay. For instance, and I get easily attracted to such women. Do you understand? But I know that if I eventually marry this person and you know, childbirth and all that could affect the way you look and all that. But then marriage is a different thing entirely. Okay. Personally, I've resolved that once I'm married, I must love who I marry. Do you understand?
Oh,
So
that's
I will try as much
amazing.
as I can to make sure that she's in shape. You understand that she's in shape and all that. But then at times you can never have it all. You don't know these things so well. No matter how she tries at times, she may not be able to keep that shape, that figure, something. I will understand. I will understand. But as for if I am attracted to such women, yes, because it does. It matters to me. If you keep me here um, with a woman that is on the big side, there's nothing wrong with them for crying out loud. They are good. But for me personally, I hardly get attracted to such. Do you understand? So,
Can I quickly ask you a question? Have you ever
okay,
been in a situation? hmm, You see
okay,
a woman on the big size and the large size. Maybe you see
yeah,
her from a already like, how did this one leave herself to become that big, right? Then all of a sudden something brings you close to the person. Maybe if we are in a team or she's sitting beside you, then you guys start talking and you feel like, wow, there's really more to this human being than how she
yeah,
looks. You become
yeah,
so interested just by listening to the sound of her voice. Not, she hasn't even done anything, and she's big. This is not your type. This is not what you really go after. Would you? And if you had to make a decision, would you abandon this one that's already connecting to your soul and go for that one is what, that has all the curves and everything? You don't even know the person. Would you rather
okay,
take that jump?
okay. Now, beyond all of these physical attributes and all that, the key thing is what this person brings to the table. What actually sustains marriage. If the focus is marriage, in as much as I want all of this, The key thing must be there. You understand? It's about happiness. Last is about happiness. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If for me, I believe that there are women, okay, that are not on the big side of life that can actually offer the same thing. I'm just being very honest with you because this is why we have issues most times. You know that deep down you don't you are not really comfortable with this, but because of this same thing, you know, you like, okay, let me make do with this person. But you know deep down you're not okay with this. When relative dawns on you, you abandon this person. Do you understand? So for me, as a man or as a person, I have a lot of them now that are their friends, but I respect them, and I won't want to start anything because I know that I might end up hurting this person. Do you understand? I'm just telling you my perspective, personal experience. I don't know how it works for another person.
Get me wrong,
Okay,
oh, we are not pushing you to change your mind. We're just putting in different variables, so
I
that
yeah,
as we go along, because I'm going to be throwing in things based on experience, right? Okay, now let me throw you based on experience.
okay.
Before this I'm born again, I used to be on around street, so don't think maybe my brain is failing sometimes, but I have now. This is Joanne. Don't you think it's possible to meet somebody with six pack and muscles, and at the end of the day, you are the person they are using as punching bag and training session? Like, haven't you seen that before? Hello,
You said using as
sorry.
what? You're the one they're using as what?
As a
Oh,
punching
oh,
bag
oh.
for
Oh,
the
yeah.
head. I've seen it happen several times. In fact,
You've
there's
seen
there's
it.
this one. Yes, there's this one who stays right across my house. He's just opposite the house. Would wake up in the middle of the night and we'll be hearing the girlfriend screaming, "He's going to kill me! He's going to kill me!" And I'll be like, "I didn't force you to stay there." But the guy is well formed, like he's he's an Adonis, that kind of thing. But then because I know of that, I won't even say good morning self is a problem. So no, I will not pick a six pack over somebody who will turn me into a punching bag. No way. No way. No way. And then let
It's
me
not
let me say something. Let me say something. With respect to what Emmanuel said. I was with a group of friends on Sunday, and somebody was asking them. We're known ourselves for ages, like since school. And I used to be on the big side then. I used to be a I used to wear UK size 18 gowns. And
ah.
then yes, sir. Yes, sir. And
Wait,
then these days I'm down to a 14. So uh, so someone was asking them that but this baby is nice. Like my friends, they were asking them, this baby is nice. Has she dated any one of you guys? And they were like, no. And they were like, why? They said, she just became one of the girls, as in one of the boys, sorry. So I was like, and I told them that no, because I wasn't this pretty then, so I guess they were not attracted to me. Eh, but they just took me as one of the boys. So I didn't actually lose out on the friendship, but I still had them as my friends, but they were in no way romantically attracted to me. And it hurts, so it hurts
I
actually.
like I told you guys before. We've seen this thing happen many times. We've seen this thing. If I tell you, listen. If I tell you the kind of nonsense you hear from exes after they find out that you're married, you'll be really shocked.
Hmm.
So, and I don't feel comfortable talking about it because I don't know who's watching. But that's life. That's life. When you come with an open mind and you're honest and you say, okay, this is who I am, this is all I can offer and all that, you're like,
Hmm.
this is not good enough for me. Sorry. Good luck. Find somebody else. And they
That's
bounce. So that's life. It happens. You're not the first person, but it's not
hmm
meant to. Not meant to. And look at you. You walked out on your own, man. You did your own thing. Me, I'm even trying to lose like 10 kilograms, and I know it's like likely. Uh, people like Candy will not understand us because they were once.
Abby.
She's just wondering, but it's not an easy journey. But then again, oh, there's even another scenario when you see somebody like I see girls like they always trip over guys. I'm not saying they're all bad, but some a lot of them are nice guys. You see, they dress properly, they're nice when they speak. Oh my goodness, you just want to be around them. But as soon as you get into the house, they'll tell you the most degrading things. Like by the time they finish insulting you, you feel you are less than a cockroach. Like they're just that's emotional, pure emotion, and these women don't stand a chance. When I say they don't stand a chance, for me, I think personally, outside camera, I think I can be very sarcastic. If I'm really getting irritated, I can be really sarcastic. But when I see these guys, I don't know how some human beings were created, but it happens. So that's why I'm driving. I'm trying to bring in other variables. Yeah, I have a friend. Okay, let me give you a very classical example. I have a friend. This girl always cheats on him constantly, not once, not twice, not three times, constantly. And it's so bad that people always call him to tell him that I found your girl here, and he knows. But he just can't let go because her bedroom game is up there, like up there. So in his mind, he doesn't know when all those lives continue without her. What will he do? How will he live on? And these are the things. Can I find somebody else like this and that? I'm like, I think you're close to the grave. You should start buying your roses so that we throw it for you. Life and yeah, no communication, nothing, no feeling, no. You can tell the girl has no feeling whatsoever, whatsoever. So how do we deal with a situation like this? Because remember, the person moved by sight alone. He didn't just moved without looking back. And again, you also see actors like famous people. You just see the actor. Oh, you're a sweet looking person. Then you look at the wife like, guy, you should have done better. Is this all you could find?
Abby.
That's how you
Mhm.
think in your mind. Please don't worry about them. There comes a time in marriage, sex and everything becomes irrelevant. In fact, that would be the least of your problems, the least of your worries. It now boils down to two of you coexisting, like in a small space. How do you survive? Emmanuel, who wants to take it? Is
Okay,
it Candy?
okay. You see this thing. This for me, I've always believed, and I still believe that that's why I so much believe that you know yourself. You know your when it comes to your bedroom game, you know how good you are or how poor you are, so to say. Talk to your discuss this because I don't know if you are when you are dating, what exactly do you talk about? My brother, discuss this. My sister, talk about it. Do you understand? Go with
Mhm.
someone that understands how you do and is okay with you the way you are. Because I know that I'm not married, but I know that from experience, from what I've seen, I know that even the sex, if you've cohabited with someone for opposite sex, so to say, 3 months, just 3 months, you will discover after 2 weeks or thereabouts, you will discover that even the sex is not. Are you going to keep doing this over and over every day?
Don't say
Then
wait,
consider when you live with someone forever.
2 weeks. Don't say
I'm,
2 weeks. There are people that
I'm
can
telling
stretch
you,
2 years.
I'm telling you the honest truth. Let's be real here. Do you understand? So for me, it's about being happy in marriage. So I talk about this. If you are the type that loves it harder and faster, and I know that you will kill me before my time. Guy, I move on. To be honest, to be sincere with you, to be honest with you. Do you understand? Because I know that when the chips are done, there are more important things to talk about. There are a lot of issues of life, that will cloud your feeling and all that you won't even. I have a friend then, in Enugu, when I was still living in Enugu, Nigeria, because I know there are other people watching from other parts of Africa. This guy, he told me that when they got married newly, every now and then it's all over the wife. But right now, that in a month, maybe once, that nobody even remembers the sex thing. They just come back after the days, the stress and all that. They discuss, chat, and laugh. Before you know it, everybody don't sleep. And before you know it, the next morning, nobody remembers. So, and that is just the reality of life. Okay, that's just the reality of life. So, if you are that person that your sex drive is very low, and you end up with this man or woman that believes so much that it's all about sex, there's going to be a problem. So these are things for me. It's a very important aspect of your life that you have. You don't just take it for granted. Sex is not really everything. Yeah, that's the way I see it. And you must be honest with yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Because when you don't enter, you don't enter. Just be real. Tell yourself the truth. That's how I look at it.
I like the part you pointed out that you can actually how do you say it again? That you can actually go for a month without doing it. I remember when I used to think that so when I get married now, so this is the enjoyment I'll be enjoying till I die. Get married. Get married first. I get married. Second child, especially after the second child, get married. It's not that you hate the person or the person is irritating you. It's just, for instance, I'm at home. I'm just looking at the end of the month bill. I'm just looking at it. That's, you just, that is not the time to be coming to tell me irrelevant things or be tapping my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, the responsibility is on my head. So I have to.
Exactly.
So moments like that, it's not it's the time for it. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like, and times will come too when you meet again, things is exciting and all that.
Yeah.
But understand that now that is not going to be as you think. It's not going to happen like that. There are times for. Oh, okay, let me allow Candy talk because Candy too has experience, so she chime
Um, yeah, I've been married for 8 years now, and it's true. At some point, sex is the last thing you're thinking about. I mean, with the kids and everything you have going on, sex is definitely sometimes put on the back burner. But I still say it is still. I think it's still an important part of a relationship, though, because yeah, we're not doing it the way we used to do it, but when we do come together, we come together, and it's still enjoyable. So, um, but yeah, it's not. I mean, for both of us, it's not something like, oh, not one of us is thinking like there's something wrong with our relationship because we can't have sex constantly, because there's just no way. Like, we're busy people. We have two kids that are very active, and we're so you make time for it whenever you can do it. That's how it is. Yeah, and
okay. Gloria says, what did Gloria, like the last speaker said, we really need to talk about. Oh, Bumi is coming. 1 second.
Oh, serious.
hey, Boomy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi. Who's that? Hi.
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 Yeah,
Oh, God,
you
I'm
just
so
saw,
old. I can't fucking see.
you don't
They
put your
salute me.
camera.
Thank you, Canada. I appreciate it. It's not on. My camera's not on.
It's
No,
on
I mean
for
not.
you. No, you just
Oh,
turn it off.
Oh.
It
And now you're
wasn't.
on.
Just turn it
Okay, sorry. I thought, oh, it's Candy. I could tell that voice before I could recognize it. I'm blind. Oh my God, this old age thing, eh? God.
blind. You are not blind. Okay, so I was reading out Gloria. Gloria says the last speaker said we really need to talk about these things, especially regarding sex and your various expectations and preferences. Yeah, pretty much. Thank you, Gloria. Gloria, come up, come online. I know you're relaxing where you are. So, sorry, Bumi, is it possible for you to make your camera landscape so that we have a uniform thing? Can you make it instead of
Hey, what's
upright?
going on?
Okay.
Things I'm telling her to switch.
Step.
Can you hear me, Bumi?
No, I didn't think you were telling me that. I heard what you said. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it.
Your auto rotate must be on. So you go out, then come in with your landscape.
Okay, bye.
It's the way she said it. Okay. So, I like what Gloria actually said.
No, absolutely. I
People,
mean, these are things that
yeah,
need like it's not gonna work if someone who has like a low libido ends up with someone who has a high. It's just, I mean, the expectations are not gonna be the same.
and you know what's annoying? More of, I saw a research report where they actually said that sometimes those ones who start out with low libidos may end up becoming more active than the other one. And
True.
maybe that's the time the other one is like, I'm done with this, you know. Then the other one, the second partner, you know, it happens. Oh, hey guys, what's going on? I hope you're watching Abby. This Abby, she's meant to be resting.
What's up with Abby?
She's really. She had a minor crisis last week, so she was just
Oh
recovering
no.
from it. Then the
Oh no.
neighbor's dog beat her. Was it 2 days ago? The neighbor's dog beat her, and I
Oh
was like,
no.
yeah, but she's taking her shots. I think she's reacting from the effect of the what's the name of that shot? Is it anti-tetanus or
Rabies?
yeah?
Okay,
She
ready.
just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You take the shot once you are beaten.
Yeah, the rabies shot.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
So she's relaxing. I'm surprised she even had the time to switch on. Is it the TV or whatever it is? She's still writing more stuff. What did she write? We can't be too holy to have discussions.
It's true though. But I think because in our society, because it's just so taboo to talk about sex, people don't talk about these things.
Yeah, but eventually, like the society has evolved, right? These things we don't talk about then are being uh, fundamental issues now when dealing with marriage cases, and we can't run away from them anymore
Yeah.
because it's either like I keep saying, people are exposed now. Things are no more like 50 years back, 60 years back. Children, young adults, they all get exposed before time, you know. So, oh, Abby sent another one. So, see, and that's why I'm okay. I'm really in a bachelor, and that's why I'm surprised that you even had the
Oh no,
time.
Abby, get some rest.
Abby, go and sleep. I'm not going
Yeah,
to say this again. Go and
get
sleep.
some rest.
Go to sleep, please. So, oh, sorry, another message. Let's skip. So, I'm I'm more concerned that I'm more concerned that because now even the therapy culture is now creeping in into Nigeria. Because in Africa, it's okay. Finally, she listened. Good night, guys. Much love.
Good night.
Okay, yeah. Same to you, Abby. Go to sleep. She's making me talk to her like I speak to my daughters. So So the therapy culture is already creeping into Nigeria, which I think is a welcome development because, like we said
Yeah.
in the previous episode, yeah, the previous episode, where like these roles used to be jealously guarded by pastors and religious leaders.
Mm.
Understand? And things are opening up now because people. I see online that a lot of people are being trained in America, Europe to practice this all this therapy or counseling or whatever name it not the clinical psychologist per se but
Yeah.
just the
I
basic
get you. The counseling.
yeah the basic counselors and I see there's been some improvement and it should be a field where people you see I believe that this is my belief I believe that they should develop the field in such a way that even premarital discussions should take place. Who is Sunshine? I can't see. Sunshine, put on your camera. You can't come up without your camera and your mic. Switch on your phone camera. Hello, Sunshine. Switch on your phone camera. So I feel that if two intending couples, that's those who want to get married, like you should be able to go and see a marriage counselor. And when I say marriage counselor, I'm not talking about church. You may choose to go to church and seek their um, opinions, but still make an effort to see a professional counselor because we might laugh about it. We joke, we're laughing that people choose these things over serious matters. But okay, just imagine a lady who is okay, just imagine a lady who is like fit and slim like you, right? First child, second child, third child, then all of a sudden she's big. And you said you chose her because of how she looks. And why did you choose her for looks? Oh, so that I won't be cheating. The only fantasy I have in my head is my wife. To me, it's just nonsense. That's pure nonsense. You're not connected to that person. And
Yeah.
even though I don't agree to falling in love before marriage. You can, if both of you
Wait,
are
wait,
willing
wait,
to.
hold on. You don't agree to falling in love before marriage? You're supposed to get married, then fall in love?
I don't use the word. I don't like the word fall in love. I don't believe in fall in love per se.
Huh.
Don't get me wrong. I'm just being broad.
Yeah.
I'm just being broad. I'm talking. When I say fall in love, I notice that when you make statements like, "Oh, I've fallen in love with this person" and all that, it comes with a huge emotional responsibility. Like it's deep. It sounds deep when you're saying it. Like
Yeah.
then when that spark, that what's that chemical? Is it
Endorphins?
well yeah, when the endorphin fades off, you just wake up like this is not how I felt before. I don't think we can move on, baby. I don't think I think we need to divorce. And just like that. Because of a feeling. Then why did you divorce? Oh, we are no longer in love again. We used to be in love and we're no longer in love. So over time, I've always seen it as a heavy burden or responsibility. I would rather you do things the old way. Come in with the mindset, both the guy and the lady, not just the lady. You come in with the mindset of duty to each other, loyalty to each other, and respect. If these three things are consciously being observed, it will take time. Who is this? Oh, okay. Gloria, put on your camera. Your camera. Switch on your phone camera. If these three things are observed, trust me, you will fall into something deeper than that falling first sight in love you're talking about. because there's now a form of responsibility. There's a bond now holding. Do you know what it means to respect somebody for? And when I say respect, genuine respect, I'm not talking about you're doing it because somebody is forcing you or they are bribing you with. They're
Yeah.
doing carrot. Like, no, no, no. I mean genuine. You just chose. You made up your mind and say, okay, you know what? I am. I am going to fall in love with. No, no, sorry, I said fall in love. I am going to be with this person. I'm going to overlook the shortcomings and see where this thing leads to,
But
right?
isn't that part of what love is though?
No, no, I didn't. It's the falling in love I'm always scared about.
Oh, okay.
Because falling in love is always infatuation, but people don't get. Hey, wait, let me welcome Johnson. It's been a long time. Finally,
Yeah,
finally, Oga panelist.
that, that welcome. That welcome. A
Efe
resounding
says,
welcome.
Efe says,
That's
of
nice.
course. Sorry, I want to even answer Efe. 1 second. Efe, love is needed now, but what I'm against is that infatuation. Oh, I saw her first time. I'm falling in love. You don't even know the person. You don't know if you can live with the person, and you're
Well,
already
no, but
proclaiming.
you're right. That's different. Infatuation is different. But when you say someone, you can't say you fall in love with someone that's not infatuation. Like infatuation is a whole totally different thing. Um, because
I
I
mean,
feel like, oh, I didn't meet my husband, for example, and the first day I met him, I'm like, oh my goodness, I fall in love with this guy. No, it happened over a period of time that we got to know each other, and but then all that stuff that you mentioned followed because we realized we were in love with each other, and there's the duty, the
imagine if,
loyalty, the respect.
imagine if these elements were not present. Like maybe you miss one. Maybe you just have duty and maybe loyalty. Or, uh, let's say the thing is not standing well. The stool is not standing properly.
Yeah,
There's bound to be a problem. You are going to wake up and you see, there's nothing as good as having. I'm looking for the right choice of word. There's nothing as good as having something you feel is too good to lose. Something
right. And
precious.
I agree with you, and I absolutely agree with you because that's how I feel in my relationship. I feel like I have someone that it
So
would
I believe
be.
you can't wake up one day and just say,
Oh, I got that.
I'm no more in love again. Then you just walk away.
I mean, not anytime soon. I don't think. I'm not saying it can't happen one day, but not anytime soon.
If you're on this tripod, I doubt if it will happen. That's why we are
Wait, what are you
from.
people talking about? Candy, what are you? What
We
trouble
are
are you
talking
getting yourself into right now?
explaining to Bumi. We have people who usually fall in love at first sight. Like they see people
But
you
that's a
don't know the
totally
person.
different thing, though. Falling in love at first sight is a totally different
Okay,
thing.
no, some people just fall in love, like they just fall in love, right? And they go into marriage with this concept of they falling in love, and they go into it. Then after a while, maybe this small storm, they just wake up, babe, this thing is not working. Yeah, that's the word. It's not working. What's not working? This love. I'm no more in love. And from that joking statement, it becomes real. Next thing you find yourself in court trying to separate over a feeling that you don't feel again that you had in the beginning. So that's where I'm coming from, right? Because it's as if you've not done anything. It's like you've not worked on anything. It's just something that flew in and flew out. But when you're trading with respect, loyalty, and duty to that family or that union,
Ron,
you kind
Ron,
of think, please.
Ron, I can barely hear you. Your audio is kind of distorted or something.
Can you hear me now?
Or is it from my end?
I think so,
The-
because I can hear him.
can
I can hear him.
you hear me now?
No.
Okay, log out and log in again. Log out, then log in. Okay, let me help you out, then you log in again. Oh. So yeah, where was I? So I'm more concerned about the foundational work, the foundational effort to that relationship rather than the automatic structure. Like, yeah, I think that's a better analogy, right?
Yeah.
Am I correct? Yeah. I'm more concerned about the foundational work over the automatic setting. That's how I see it. Bumi, did you catch the gist?
No, I thought you people were talking about physicality and body parts.
We
Okay,
were, we were.
Now, what you've been talking about since I got here, though.
I know it kind
wait,
of went
no,
on another tangent.
okay, you know what? Like, Bumi hasn't said
I
anything. That's the
understand.
problem. So let Bumi give us her
Huh?
opinion about this topic.
No, now, sum up what everybody said first so that I don't bore you with things I already know.
No, we're not imposing any opinion.
Plus, I
No, we
have
want
my two
everybody.
thought about it.
Okay. Let's allow Sheun to talk. I know you're eating. Sheun, are you ready?
Right.
I was listening to you talking about infatuation and all that and all that.
No.
But
Skip the infiltration. We'll talk about that one later. Let's focus about, is
body
it
parts.
sensible to think about people's looks and body private part or physical attribute or is this person doing me well in the room, and are those necessary things that you
And why
consider
For
when
why
what?
not?
Because
Why
I
not?
didn't understand the question. For what? For marriage or for sex?
marriage and long-term relationships?
Okay.
They are now. Why won't they?
Yeah, tell us if we're listening to you.
It's, you see, when you talk of body parts, like you said, they are the attributes of an individual. Those, the eyes, and the other parts. And
Very diplomatic.
I just think you wanted to dodge it.
I commend you. You're a natural.
Continue.
so those are the things. What make those are what make up that individual. Besides some other qualities that are not like the character, the way the person talks and stuff. All these things, in my opinion, they go a long way to determine what and what in the relationship. For men, we tend to be moved more by what we see, while women
And
are more are more moved by what they hear, the good things, the qualities, and the positive things tell them they hear. But for men, most times, this is how the attack is. That is how the defense is. This is how the midfield is. Without, I'm trying not to be too vulgar. So
There's no
these
need for me,
things
sorry.
you say.
There's
What
no
did you
need.
say?
Ready,
Yeah. So most times these are some of the things that actually ignite or act as catalysts. I just saw someone walk past me now. She will pass for a beauty queen or something, and you run after that person, chase after the person. I just saw like someone in a party
That's what I'm
towering
saying. That's
figure.
why I said you have to clarify the boundaries. But he's talking
So
about within marriage.
within marriage, what I'm saying is these are some of the things that actually solidify or ignite a relationship.
Oh, you mean
Okay,
checking out other
you
girls
please. Wait, what after all these
to
things
make you
The
a
you
physical
fucking
like
wife?
attributes.
Is that what you
The physical. I'm talking of physical. He is talking about body parts, right? If
So
they are
you just
yes.
said,
necessary.
for instance, when you see a girl and she's walking by and
Oh no, I think what he's trying to say is that, like I said earlier, the first thing you do see see when you when you
it's the
especially when
physical.
you're
Oh,
first
sorry,
attracted
I'm
to
late to the conversation.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
My bad, my bad.
okay, FSS friendship. Now, Sean, what I'm saying is like, okay, now all these things you like, you've already seen, you've checked, list them. Then you
Yes,
then
now.
enter marriage. You just found out that the girl is a battle axe, like she's a troublesome person. How do you survive?
Hold on, first. I'm ready to
This,
answer the initial.
as I was saying, you have the physical
Yes.
and you have the non-physical.
Mm-hmm.
But the topic, well, what I read was more of body parts. Didn't say you didn't emphasize. You didn't emphasize the non-physical attributes.
No,
But
no, no,
if
no. Let's say if you go choose based on physicality, right? Without
yes,
the
now
other.
that's what I'm saying. The physicality is the catalyst that starts or ignites something. But when you are deep into any kind of relationship, then the
Yeah.
other attributes now come to play.
yeah.
Oh, is she a live wire? Can I cope with her temperament? Can I the way she talks, whatever? So you now where you balance the two. That first thing that attracted you to that opposite sex and the non-physical, you balance it out. If you know they are not working for you or one outweighs the other in such a way that you won't be able to cope, why go ahead with it?
Yeah, because a lot of people have indeed married based on these things we're talking about.
But if you marry someone,
So
if you
confused.
marry a woman, for example, now,
What the hell is this
because
topic
she
actually
gets
about?
one kind boobs like that,
Uh-huh.
what happens when she starts giving birth and that thing, and even as a matter of fact, she could be wearing some of this body enhancement bra and stuff. So what happens when you discover that?
You one, I didn't even think about that part.
No,
No,
so these are
sorry.
these
For
are
me, it's
some
a
of
little
the
bit.
things. These are some for me personally, my own person. I'm not really to body parts like that. At first, when I was much younger, I used to pray I end up marrying somebody like my mother because she's so quiet, she's so calm. Even the children, when you are in an argument with her, you win the argument. The next thing you hear her say is, if you don't concede to my own ideologies and ideas, I accept yours. So growing up, I was always like, make I marry somebody like that because I just want peace. I don't want somebody that will just stress me out. So what's the use of going for 3DDD or how do they call it to now mortgage my own peace and rest of mine? No, I won't do that now. But thank God for where I am today. I found my
Okay,
so
Bumi
that's
is
just
okay. Bumi is boiling. Let's hear what she has to say. She's just
Because
eating
I'm
her
actually
vegetable.
confused about this topic. I finally thought about it, and now it seems as if we should go and change the topic again.
No. We're just taking it from where it is to another level. Like you see load, you carry the load enter house, and you have to deal with
Okay.
the content. Do you understand?
of the
What
load
I'm
exactly.
was the
All right.
packaging.
So,
Then it's inside the house. What do you do?
fair enough.
See, now Bumi
So,
is thinking. First
no,
time
no,
she's thinking
no.
about.
No, I wanted to add something to the conversation, and you also actually sparked something as well. The first thing I was gonna say was that whole if we're talking strictly about marriages and long-term relationships, how important is physicality and body parts? That was what I was
Yeah.
thinking about, and my response to that is yes and no, both. It's important and it's not important. What we know about human beings is that uh, even if somebody is perfect, the fact that you see them all the time, it just won't shock you after a while. If you have a wife with a fine ass, after a while, it won't shock you. Something else you start to notice. If you have a fine wine with a fine face, after a while, it's something else that you know. So most men, especially mature men, before they choose, they tend to know, okay, the things that really kind of like turn them on. They really look at women. I know men. They look at women to be like, what's the thing that can take me long term with this one? Or you hear men talk about things like, oh, she may look at her mother to know what she will look like in 20 years time, and all this fucking nonsense. And but I mean, it's understandable. Men truly, as he said, are they are physical people. They're turned on by what they see, but because it's impossible, no matter how beautiful you are, even if you're the most perfect woman in the world, and you stay that way, some magic happens and ages and doesn't even happen to you, it will still eventually look somewhere else because that's just human nature. So we can't say that it's all on that because that's an impossible, standard to meet. At the same time, I think looks is one of those things. It's like sex. Like when it's good, it feels like it only matters like 20% of the time. But when it's bad, it feels overwhelming. And so I feel like looks fall into that kind of category. I think most men and most women understand that, oh, we're gonna age, and because you love someone, they don't you don't see them the way the world sees them. You see more than the physical. You're seeing the inside as well. There's a movie about a nanny. You should show your kids. I can't remember what it was called, with Emma Thompson, and they kind of played with that idea. They showed this nanny, and she looked really ugly when they first met her. One, two, the mole, and she just looked awful. And as they got to love her, they kept changing her appearance. They kept changing her appearance because that's actually what happens in reality. When we meet a stranger, how we feel about them is completely based on their looks. Biologically, if they're attractive, we feel safe with them. We kind of like them. We want to smile at them. But after, it's different when you know people over a period of time. Then it has less to do with how they look and everything to do with who they are, right? But however, if you are like exceptionally slothful, or you just don't care about your appearance, man or woman, like if you overdo it to the other side, like, well, even if I'm perfect, you won't love me anyway, then like you make it difficult. You can actually turn someone off, and we really should make an effort. But the last thing I'll say, which I got off of, who was the guy, Sean? Did you call him Sean? Sorry, I didn't hear his name. Is that also people are different. You have to realize sex, the priority that sex is for everyone is different. Some people are even asexual. They don't even care about sex at all. They're all about companionship. And then for some people, that's all that matters. They don't try to hide it. They don't care if you're a good woman. They don't give a shit if you're a good man. They just need that good regular, so it's different for everyone. So we can't like generalize and say, and because
It's like
looks,
oxygen.
yeah, it's different for everyone. And then within that category of whether sex is really important to you or it's not important to you, physicality is also different for everyone. There's some, like, African Americans, I think they're the best lovers in the game, and they fuck all kinds of women. Like, they are very comfortable with natural looking women. Whereas if you're like a DiCaprio or George Clooney, you probably find it really difficult to fuck a woman that's not perfect, because that's all that's ever come your way. You don't live in reality or whatever,
Yeah.
So I try. Everyone is different, and it matters differently to different people. But I feel like that's like a male point of view as well. With women, I don't know. I think it's beginning to matter more than it used to, because women are getting more and more financially independent. That always made women's options,
Yeah.
conservative society, the fact that you depended either on your parents or you had to choose a husband based on his finances and all that, it kind of, made looks not a thing for women, but now it's becoming a thing, very much so, actually. And I'll just say one last thing. Like, I used to think that I was the kind of person who didn't really care about looks in men. I always felt like good looking men were really boring. They had no personality. They didn't try. They neither were good looking. All the girls wanted them. But guys who weren't as good looking tended to have a better sense of humor, more character. So I used to think that I was this non-judgmental person, but now that I'm middle-aged and I'm trying to date again, I realize I don't actually like guys that are bulgy, that have big stomachs, and I'm so ashamed because I don't want to judge people based on how they look, but I really cannot stand that shit. Like,
Hey,
it's such
there's
a
nothing
turn
wrong with
off for
that.
me. It's such a fucking turn off for me. Like, if you have this big, huge bear belly, that missionary position is impossible with you. Like, I don't fuck you. Like, and that's literally all the men in my age group. But that's just the last antidote.
Why would you think that? Why not just look at the pot belly and assume, okay, look at the bright side, look at the positive. You can take that pot belly and use it as a pillow. So it depends on how you view it.
No,
and
and
what
a
you're
lot of
thinking
times I feel
about
like
it.
I would actually love these guys if I could just get past that. If I could just get past that. And honestly, this is like a closed space. I won't admit this in public, but it feels so vain and stupid. Like, of course, middle-aged guys are gonna have pot bellies. But
No, but Bumi, I actually don't think it's vain or stupid. We have different things that we're attracted to, and not attracted to. So it's like I don't think it's vain or stupid. It's not. You can. I mean, I just don't think it's vain. I think there's something we look at in every person that's we're just gonna look at this person like this is not gonna do it for me. It has nothing to do
that's
with
true.
yeah. This is just not gonna do
But
it for me.
I feel like being sexually satisfied and being sexually attracted to someone are completely different things. And if I had a choice, like, are you attracted to A? But B is the one who can get me off, who sexually we're just compatible. I would choose B every time. Like,
Yeah, but then,
I really
but don't. But I feel like don't they go ahead because like how do you make an agreement with the person if you can't even be sexually attracted to them?
Listen, you have not. If you have fucked with good-looking people who are bad in bed, you understand what I'm talking about.
How far do we have this?
And there's a lot of them.
No, yeah, definitely.
And especially for us women, where sex is not as straightforward as it is for a guy, Like, I'm not hanging around. You can turn me. I can look at you and I'll be so turned on by looking at you. But if having sex with you is not fun, it's not satisfying, it's something I look forward to, why would I want to date you? And that actually happens because guys are not stupid. I'm with someone into it. I feel like I'm talking to myself. But you don't know what I mean. There's some guys who know, okay, I'm not fine or I don't have money, so I need them to be good in bed. So if you're a girl that matters to, they're winning. Everybody knows how to shine in their area. So people who think that just because they're good looking, that's all. Not for all of us. Some of us don't even care about that at all. So I that's why I don't like it. I don't feel like how you look is a measure of how my sex life will be with you. But yeah, it plays a part because if you're turned on by what you see, then that matters. I'm not really turned on by in that way. I'm turned by who I think you are, and I know how to turn my own self on. I'm more interested in who I enjoy having sex with you. Ron is shaking his head. It sounds like I went too far again.
My ears exploded. God.
How far do we hear of this?
Honestly, everything Bubi said is true. Like everything
That's
she has
true.
pointed out is true. Because think about it. This now fine boy you want chop or is it fine girl you want chop? But at the end of the day, they'll switch up. They like to go out now. So what next? I like the movie you brought out. There was this movie I watched some years back. Kate Winslet and I forgot the guy's name now. It was set in World War II. She was a prison guard to one of these concentration camps, right?
Mm.
So this guy, the man was 15 years old. She was already in her 20s, maybe like 25, 26. So, but she just saw this boy and they fell in love and they were having sex every other break time. When the guy is break from you run away from school, they'll meet somewhere. This thing continued till the 80s, was it? Yeah.
Oh
Was it
my
till the 70s?
god!
This guy
I
was
feel like I
married. I
heard
think
about that movie.
he was already married. And it's a good thing they used Kate Winslet to play that role because that was why it made sense. This, after all these years, she was already old and ashamed to meet him and all that. He was still attracted to her.
Wow.
Now, after that movie, then came in the French president, the current one.
Now, waiting, I won't talk with that. After
And,
you talk,
the French president.
yeah.
Apparently, he was saddled with the responsibility of being a teacher to this young man, right? School teacher. And they were doing stuff while he was in school. And today, although he's my age mate, today is president and he's married to this woman in I think she's in her 60s now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either in 50s or 60s.
Mm.
And he's just about 42, 43.
Mm.
Can you beat that? Can you beat that? They're married, right? Like they're married. She's the first lady of France.
What? That's who you're
Yes,
talking about?
yeah, I'm talking about the current French president and his first lady.
Oh
Yes,
my
now
god!
Macron.
Macron is about 42, 43. The woman is like either in her late 50s or
Different,
60s.
honestly.
Yeah, she captured him while in school.
Captured him.
Yeah, and, the guy in our school,
Picking when they're 15 years old, like you're supposed to be teaching. Tutorial.
capture.
Yeah, great. Meanwhile, if it's a guy that
It's too small. It's too small. It's too small.
Like the French president at school, is it capture?
it was captured, and she's the first lady.
You they can't
So
capture when a woman.
With all the pretty ladies in
Yeah,
the
the guy,
Was
the guy no
Melania
green.
captured?
sorry,
That's it. Melania Trump is kind of old. Not a
Yeah,
good
Must have been exposed to some PG-18 stuff while he was still this thing.
Right. Something went very wrong with Macron.
And he just got stuck. Just got stuck in there. I was like, man, make I chop the food of the elders.
That age gap is too much.
I was eating the food of the elders, food of the gods when he was still a toddler. You won't make it escape. You can't escape it.
I can relate to him because it's my age mate. So I'm now thinking, when I was that age, what was I really thinking about?
His own is it's the same age as his own stepchildren.
Yeah, which is possible. It's a possibility. I don't really know much about the lady.
How do you do that? How do you be the stepfather of the people your age?
I actually have an old friend in the US for green card.
When an underage or a toddler is exposed to mature body parts, that's what you get.
Yeah.
You know, I do
Oh, you think
actually
that's
have a
what happened? No, I don't think that's what happened. No, she was. Wait, I don't know.
50 years is 50 years is illegal now. That's an illegal
It's
relationship
not
between.
at 15 years. It's like 20, isn't it? It's like 20 to 60.
No, people say that he was 15 years old, which is too young. It's illegal. It's a minor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that relationship was very what's the world? What's the
Yeah,
word?
but
It was not
it.
illegal, but it was unethical. Like the age gap is too much. It's too much. Come on, yeah. There's just no
Last
way
week, last,
you don't. You
uh,
have
last
to, as the woman, 20 years older than a young boy. You don't want to do that.
Bumi, you didn't agree with me last week.
It
Oh.
was
You didn't
What's
agree
the
with me.
unethical.
difference?
Huh?
Last
If
week you
it
didn't
was a woman to a young boy, it's unethical. But if it's a
agree.
man
Go.
to a young girl, it's illegal,
Last
right? Is that what you're saying?
If it's a man to a young, no, I mean legality depends on where you are now. Every country
That's true.
sets its own age
yeah.
for when you can vote or when you
You
can
did
vote. So what I'm trying to say is that even if what they did was legal, I feel like there's a certain age gap. I apply sense to this thing. There's a certain age gap that there's an imbalance of power right off the bat. No matter how kind you want to be, how good you want to be, how fair you want to be, how much you love this person, there's an imbalance of power. And you should not be in this relationship if you love that person, if you care about that person. And then the second thing that I usually get upset about is if the person in question is under 25, where their brain has not been fully developed and they're now in a committed relationship for life. To me, that's unfair. Like, especially if you're 40. Like, even though Jada, I'm not like picking on men. I wasn't happy about the Jada Pinkett story. It wasn't the number of years; it was his age at the time. You know, to me, people are whose brains are not fully developed.
Yeah.
You're taking advantage. You can fuck them if you want.
So what happened to
But don't
what
get
happened?
into relationships with them. Definitely don't fucking marry them. You're literally stealing their life.
Sorry, how does Jada come into this? Was she older than Will
I
Smith?
was just trying to make the point that I'm not trying to, be hypocritical. I was a big critic of Jada Pinkett Smith when that story came out. Not that
Oh,
she
with
was jealous
August?
between her and her husband, but at the age of that guy, compared to her age, she had a lot of power over him, and
Was it the August
I
guy?
thought that was unfair. Yeah,
Yeah. I agree with you.
thank you, Candy.
So, okay. So, but I don't even know what to say now. And how do I
MC of
address this?
life.
Okay, why if the lady actually fast tracked his brain to become president of France? Like, he's one of the youngest presidents ever.
But that's the thing in life, right? Everything is a pro and con. That's why we have to be careful about generalizing, because I don't think he would have been president if he had not dated someone like that. Because obviously not doing the things boys his age were doing, And the way the West
So it
is
was
designed,
presidential, right?
So,
Was it
in a way, it's a plus
just
for
of
him.
if you think being the president of France is a plus, if that's not everybody's ambition. Some people just want to be married, have children. But if you want to make a difference, then yeah, it will totally work out for him. And it would not have happened if he did not marry that woman. She set him on a completely different path, an intellectual path, a more serious path. You always pay a price now. People who attain power and position, they often don't have a childhood. They often don't have an adolescent. They can't talk about, remember when we used to go to Pasfield or something. That's the price.
this teacher? She was tutoring him at home privately, right? On the
Yeah.
ways of politics.
And he was around older people
really?
and intellectual people who never have been around. He was doing what 20-year-old boys do. But I think he was somewhat like that a little bit as well. Macron is weird.
Please, I hope the French
Leave
embassy is not
Macron
watching.
alone.
They should not my visa. Don't declare my visa, please. We're just talking. I'm not judging your president.
Why did you people think it's only men that can change your destiny? Hey. A lot of older women have been behind many men.
And even this lady that died in her 80s, what's her name? This fashion police lady.
Joan,
Joan
John Rivers.
Joan
Yeah.
Rivers.
Yeah, she was still actively active. I'm like, 80 something. I'm like, wow.
Ó tọ́jú ara ẹ̀ dáadáa ni.
How plastic
I was
surgery,
just,
not saying.
no.
She must be taking very good care of herself.
Not to be negative with everyone, because I actually love Joan, but oh my god, she's fucking supposed to tell plastic surgery. Come on.
She did. In fact, she did take care of herself to the point whereby when she left this world, I'm not sure she left with herself 100%. But I know she did
How do
take
you
care of
mean?
herself.
She may God be confused when she gets to heaven, like, who are you?
I don't know. I don't know which
She
one is the
still
part
leave
again.
some of her parts for area.
We don't know. I don't even know the procedures she went through. But I know that some of her fans can update us. I know women who know every single detail about her. I don't know.
Oh wow. I loved her though. I love women like that. I love women
Spirit.
who disturb the peace.
I didn't think she was
And
funny.
she
She was
definitely
actually
did that.
very funny.
And very
So, yeah, very blunt. And we're saying all this to prove that sometimes it's not about the looks, right? The French president is not because really, if I'm in his shoes now and I wake up middle of the night and I'm like, what? What happened? That, but he doesn't feel that way. He's still in love. So physicality
why
is
would
not
you
all
do that?
shock
Something
now.
you have been
Followed,
seeing
Yeah,
since
right.
8:15. Now you
maybe
walk
that's
on the cringe.
how the juju clear now. I'm like, what am I doing here? Then you remember one
No,
video when I'm doing
no,
like this,
no.
praise
That
Holy Ghost fire.
that brings this character to my mind, Madame Eloise. If you've watched the movies, what's that film?
Which
There's this the Murphy film. There's one randy old woman like that, Madame Eloise. I
Are
can't
you thinking
remember
about
the
Etta King?
sorry?
Did you say Eddie Murphy? One of Eddie Murphy's movies.
Yes, one of his flicks.
I
Yeah.
think you're talking about Etta King. Wait, where's Candy? That's her
I'm
name,
here.
right?
I'm here.
Her name is Etta King, right? You know the woman I'm talking about, the legend.
Yeah, Etta King.
Yeah, I think that's yeah. No, that character was hysterical. The one that owned the company, right, and wanted to fuck anybody who was working for it.
One old woman that was running after the guy everywhere he went and everything, just because they had fun like once, and she was like, wow. And anytime she sees the guy, in fact, I can't remember the it was like old woman, younger guy, disturbing the guy all around town and all that.
Yeah, it was really funny. And it wasn't just him, it was like a known thing, like, oh, don't let her like you.
Body part.
But it was really interesting, actually, to even share personal shit with you. It's interesting. I was thinking today, like, I've been lucky enough to come across younger guys to have sex with, but I'm very, very sensitive to feeling like, oh, somebody wants to, feel sorry for me because I'm old or something, and I have money. I can easily lure young boys just with the money. And I'm like, oh, I can't do that. And I was thinking, why do men find that shit so easy? Like, I don't want someone to have sex with me that doesn't want to have sex with me. Like, I'm not their first choice. It's just that, condition. And I'm like, but men do this shit all the time. They know these bitches don't want to fuck them. They're old, they're wrinkly, and they want to fuck these 18-year-olds, these 22-year-olds, these 24-year-olds. They know they don't want to fuck them either, and they don't have a problem with it. Like, I was starting to think about it, and it just reinforced that gender roles that we're given. I mean, I am not one of those people that think that all gender is socialization. A lot of it is biology. But the part where women never chase, and we're supposed to sit and wait to be admired and told that we're beautiful or whatever. And we don't see that such things have consequences in like at this time in life. But I cannot do it, and that's the reason. That is like misogyny or sexism. Like that, as a woman, all my life, I've been told how beautiful I am, how much you want to fuck me. The idea that I now be fucking you because I have money and you're from I can't handle it. As much as I want to be a badass, I cannot handle it. You have to want me, not what I can do for you. I'm not a man in that way,
Yeah, but
I
I
can
think
share that with people. I'm
it
never
takes a
doing
lot
it
of
again after I've been drinking. Which is I'm so loud today.
mute.
I have to go.
Okay.
I have to go pick up my son from daycare.
All
Yeah,
right, love. Okay, I'm going to text you and I will text you. And
Okay.
you can. I owe you so many
leave,
things. I'll keep it private, but I'll text you.
All right.
leave your WhatsApp number.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, for notifications. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye. So
Okay, me too. I'm
what you're
tired.
saying
So.
is okay. What you're saying is honest, you're right. Even though I'm laughing about the way you're putting it, it's quite honest. But
Sorry.
the truth is, yeah, it's honest, right? And these are
What's the
things people
truth?
don't think about. People don't think about these things. And I'm happy this is coming from a very beautiful woman, right? Not just some random lady. You get what I'm saying, Sean?
No, I do
No,
get
the
you.
fact
I get you.
okay,
Although I could barely hear Bumi, something is, I don't
let
know,
me
maybe
let me summarize what Bumi said. Bumi was just
okay.
trying to tell me
But I
about
did hear some swear words, yeah. I
no,
did hear some.
okay. She was trying to actually say that in life, you find that people come around you because they feel you are pretty and all that,
And you
and
have money.
not the money part is the pretty one. They treat you like egg. They carry you like a rose when you're a young lady and you're pretty. Then when you
Mm.
start getting towards middle age, it start looking as if that same person, the guy coming to sleep with the person is doing the person a favor.
Now so it be.
The heck. So, what I'm even shocked is that if
But
someone
men
like
do it all the time, and they're very comfortable with it. That's my actual point.
I
And
get
men
what I
fuck
believe what
men
you
that they
say.
know for sure do not find them physically attractive, and they don't care. That's the agreement. The man finds you attractive, and you decide whether you find him attractive or he has money or he has something that you want, and then you fuck him. Men don't wait to feel like they're desired to enjoy sex.
Yeah, but I've
No,
said it many.
wait, run. I think the emphasis for me is more of physicality. Now she gets this.
Yeah, no. She's being honest now. She's
No.
being honest.
I'm saying, there's nothing wrong with that. Really, there's nothing wrong with that. But I
I didn't hear what you
feel
said actually.
that this topic suits you because I think what I feel
I took it off topic, but
you
I think my life is unusual. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm a middle-aged woman. I'm still moderately attractive, like I can get men to fuck. But I also kind of have a bit of money, so I can also get men just based on the fact that I have money. These are quite new
Jesus!
things in society, right?
I
And
want to hear this.
it can inform these discussions.
come. Why is all
We
that
don't
just
always
not about
have
finance? Where is it coming from?
what?
Huh?
Where's what coming from?
Where's what?
So I'm hearing some stuff like stuff
Oh,
like
I want to hear this.
So then,
did you get
basically, I'm just trying to point out that there's a part of me that feels good that okay, I'm financially independent, I can do what I want, I can fuck who I want. But increasingly, sometimes, yes, some of them I can tell they really like me. But then there's some of them that I could tell that if I didn't have money, they wouldn't wanna fuck with me. There's not that
My
many
name
men like that. But
is
it got me questioning myself because I know men have been doing this for centuries.
do you
Fucking
not
women
believe that
they know don't want to fuck them. So I'm like, why do I care if they want to fuck me or not? Like, if I bought you dinner. But I'm just going to show you another way women think that we're the same when it comes to that context. I just
you know
wanted to
why
make
I'm
sure
laughing?
people understood what I was trying to say.
You know why I'm laughing? There was an episode Bumi was missing from, and it pains me that Bumi was not on that episode. I was suffering that day to try and explain to the other ladies on the panel that men and women are not the same, and they were trying to convince me that we are the same. That is social programming that makes us think we are not the same. I said no. We are biologically, philosophically, physiologically, everything. We are just different. The way we operate and see, and
opposite?
Bumi has just proven me right. If when I was a young guy, I wasn't even an attractive young person. If I wanted to get what I wanted to go, there are ways around it, right? Just like Bumi said. But for women, it's not that simple. It's not okay. I'll give you an example. Like when you watch counselors speak, when people want to separate or divorce, you always notice that after speaking to both couples, they always go back to the lady to go and like, go and think about this thing. I know that you're tired, but think about it. Think about it. And it's always the lady there. They're always giving more emphasis to think about it. But more often than not, they don't listen. It depends on what's going on around at that time. Maybe the problem is so deep that they can't really tolerate it at that point. Or maybe there are people doing cheering committee. I mean, give this guy Jare, who is he carrying fire? Get out, let him get who is this dirty cockroach. Let him go. Then maybe you yield to your friend's demand or one of these things. Then when you leave, they will come and support you. They'll come and do supporting committee. Hey, oh, you just divorced. Oh my goodness. Don't worry. The Lord is yours. I'm here for you.
Don't mind them.
Anytime. I'm here. You have friends like us. And so they go talk. After 6 months, you won't see them again. 2 years. They will be focused on
They'll
their own
banish you
life.
from church. Divorce
No,
women.
and the ones are going to be telling the pastor your
Good role
business.
models.
Comes back, I'll be telling the pastor your business. While you be sitting down alone, I'll be thinking, wait, how did I sail to this direction? And all that time they will be there, you're on your own. So it was that thinking, and I've come a lot of it happens to men too. Don't think it's only women, it happens to men too.
Yeah.
I've come to
Yeah.
the conclusion that these things, these hasty decisions, these are deep things you need to think about. So that's why I came to the conclusion that this infatuation love everybody keeps spewing everywhere, it's not necessary. Physicality, if after talking with somebody, if you're a serious minded person, after interacting with somebody, you cannot get his approach in life. That's a lady. You had an intellectual discussion with a guy, and you cannot see the direction that guy is. If you talk to the person 10, 14 times, you should pick where his brain is going to. If you cannot pick out a future from his brain, All you are
Mm.
interested in is his six packs, his good looks, his perfume, and his swag.
Okay, so-
It's on you. It's not anybody's fault. Like really, it's on you. You are to blame. You picked him. Don't don't dump him. Then come and be telling everybody that men are scum, are scum.
Honestly.
It's
Oh my
on you.
God. God bless us for that, actually. I mean, even
You
when
have to.
men do it, it's dangerous. But when women do it, just base everything on just how he looks. You
In
think that
fact,
your eyes will see there, eh?
that's why when I see men, when I ask them, "How did your last relationship?" Then they start saying, "She's a Jezebel, she's a witch," and I said, "But you picked her." The fact that your sense of judgment, you picked her. It shows a lot about your sense of judgment. What were
Yo,
you thinking?
exactly. Exactly.
And I say this to say this when I newly got into marriage because I was good at relationship, but I wasn't an expert in marriage because they are two separate things. There are things you tolerate and endure as a single person, but once you get into marriage, it's a totally different ball game. And people don't say it. People. That's why, in fact, Abby will tell you this. Anytime we're choosing topic, I always separate it. Relationship and marriage. They are two separate
Yeah, they're very, it's true. You're right. You're right to do that.
and people like interchanging and mixing them. No, there's a real boundary there. So when we got into this marriage, it became we always had conflicts because my wife and I we came from different backgrounds. So we're having that initial stage. We're trying to come marking territory. It's called marking of territory. Period. I don't agree. Close the toothpaste. Close the toilet. You didn't dress the bed. Are you waiting for me? Girl. That's it. Then maybe so one day, my mom called and the phone was still on, and we were just having this argument. After my mom said, like, what's the problem? I just said, see what she says. My mom just laughed. She just said, Oga, you chose wife. Have you know? She said, did you notice that we did not go and look for wife for you when you were crossing 25? We didn't go and look for wife for you. We wanted you to choose your soulmate, the person that will,
Yourself.
you choose your wife, so that you don't say and they impose anything. We wanted to test. So when she said that, and I just realized that this is not my problem. I have to manage it, right? So we started sailing. We started trying to understand over time. Okay, and she know they like this kind of thing. He know they like that kind of thing. From there, understanding started coming. And that's why I keep, if it was when I was dating, if just the way you looked at me when you entered my house, it means if you were frowning and I walked through my door, just don't come back again. That's it. It's over. We don't need to go and see any judge or magistrate. It's over. Don't come to my house again. And I didn't have time for stress. Do you understand?
Sorry,
I
my
mean,
battery's dying. Put it on the
oh,
charger. That means I can't see you just for a few seconds.
oh, okay.
So you
I,
close. So,
I don't. You were not here last week. I was saying something about early relationship with guys, just like Macron. Maybe not at 15, but I had early experiences too. But what that does psychologically, even though I didn't admit it in the last episode, is that it makes it difficult for a guy to relate to a woman younger.
oh wow.
You can't stand their shenanigans. You just feel like this one is coming with too much wahala. I can't cope with this. I can't stand this. So that's the
Right.
mentality. It takes the grace of God for you to calm down and understand how younger women behave. You need to understand. You have to
You
reach.
see, this is why I said it's like stealing someone's life, honestly.
Yeah, you need to calm down because older women will always allow things fly. They're not going to complain about many things. Do you understand?
Yeah, but
And
it's
older,
important for you to negotiate with a younger woman who does not know how
yes,
to control her
very, very,
emotions. It's a
very,
sort of rite of passage that she denied
yes,
you by introducing you to something you never have been exposed to. This is
yes. So these are issues that we don't even look into because you find out that with an older partner, if it's a guy, because she's older than you and she doesn't want stress or society to say, why are you bullying this guy? She kind of allows you to get your way all the time. And you start having this false sense of authority. But when a
exactly.
younger lady comes, the first thing a younger lady does to a man like that is to punch your ego. That's the first thing she goes after to test you. She'll be
Wow,
poking
and you can't
every
deal with it because you exactly you have no experience.
single. She'll be poking the button, and you virtually be running mad. Like you'll be like, abomination. She even see what she said. You said that. But these are normal things that happen in relationships. It's just that because
Right.
if they are normal things. I see people
And
that
you
say,
know what? Okay.
yeah, I'm listening.
Not, not to depress you further, but it's even bigger than how men relate to women. Because that process of trying to chat up women and being rejected, treated like shit when you're young, dating younger women who stress you out and treat you like shit until you find your own manhood and you learn to, handle rejection and what you like in women and the kind of right kind of women. That shit helps in business as well, and how you relate as a man in life in general. So I feel like it's one of the things that gives men an advantage. For example, if you're trying to be in sales or you're trying to be an entrepreneur, as a woman, when our whole life nobody has ever told us, not so that they haven't told us no, we have never even had to go and ask anybody anything that is happening. We've never risked rejection. And rejection is a very huge thing on the psyche. And the way that our gender is set up, men have to risk that shit all the time, and women never risk it at all. And but it's the thing that gives men that competitive advantage. And so when an older woman comes along and makes it so that man doesn't have to go through that, it puts him at a disadvantage that's bigger than just sex. It's made him weaker than the other men that he needs to compete with in the world. It's a big deal, and I wish people would understand.
You're right, because in my early 20s, my friends were always getting heartbroken, rejected, depressed. I was the only one who was just not bothered about, like, I was like, this
Anything.
is just not my problem. I'm not going to go through this, stress. And at some point, I used to be very arrogant. You know why? Because I always had people I could go back to. I always had people, multiple people I could go back to when the deed is done. Do you understand? But as I started
Mm-hmm.
approaching my 30s, I just realized that no, all these people I'm even playing with, I can't even marry them. And for how long will I continue doing this? Let me go and test the waters and see what's going on there. First rejection, headache. Second rejection, headache. And all these rejections, they're always popular, nonsensical rejection, like things I should have gone through in secondary school, like all these, I don't love you, I love somebody else, then you come and start feeling bad. These are things I should have done many years back, but I started
Yeah.
experiencing them in mid 20s going up. It took like 3 years for me to adjust until I met somebody. I met an older, will I say a cousin, a distant cousin. He told me, he said, listen, Oga, you know the worst thing that is going to happen? I said, no. He said, no, bros. If you see the way I was looking at it, remain small, let me get paper and barrel and jotter. I said, what was I doing? He said, the worst thing that can happen is no. I said, but you've not solved
Is
anything.
what?
I just, the worst thing that can happen is that the girl will say no.
Right.
Then I said, but bros, you've not said anything useful. How is no going to help me? He said when you have it at the back of your mind that when you're talking to somebody and the worst thing the person can do,
What's happen?
and the worst thing the person can do is to say no,
Mm.
you will learn to put your ego in check and you learn to
Mm-hmm.
go with expectations of no. So when it happens, you say, okay, it's all right, we'll try next time, then you just move. And believe you me, as soon as I imbibed that mentality, I was back on my feet again. I was
Wow, I
back on
love
my feet.
that. And
You
that's
know what?
it. That's it. Right. Boys are supposed to go through that. They're supposed to go to the point that they've been so rejected they don't give a shit about that shit anymore. They have to be that way to survive life. You
But
know,
I wish I could start a school like that. Rejection school.
it sounds terrible in the beginning, but honestly, as a woman, trust me, in the long run, it's better because the way they pad our head with nonsense where we're never rejected and they're petting us.
And the funny thing
They
is
train
that
us up
rejection
for dependency our whole life. You know,
rejection too has its advantages too. Oh.
it does. That's what I'm saying. It builds character. Ask
Yeah,
anybody
build,
in sales. In the beginning, it will demoralize you. You want to kill yourself, but just keep going. You won't give a shit. And all of a sudden, it just opens up the whole world to you. Once your feelings are not that sensitive, there's absolutely nowhere you won't go, nothing you can't try, and that's what life is about, really, isn't it?
and
And that's
after
why
I
men are more adventurous, achieve more, accomplish more, because they're risk takers. They've been rejected their whole life. Don't care.
and after that experience with that my older relative, I met this boy. When I said this guy is just ugly, sorry, I know I'm not supposed to say, but my friend he even knows he's ugly. He's so ugly. When you see him, you think of a frog and a lizard first before you start thinking, and he's black.
Huh.
But the confidence this guy has around women, I am telling you, in the next 100 years,
Those
I
are
can
my favorite people. Those are my
he will,
favorite. Those people have
he will go.
character.
Let me tell you, this guy how dangerous he is. We'll go to club. He will leave our table and go to that table where women went to do girls' night out. Only girls on the table. He will go and sit down there. I will be laughing at they will pour wine for where within 3 seconds everybody on the table is already laughing.
Oh my
Everybody is
god.
laughing.
You see, sometimes
Let
adversity would strengthen you in life better than
you see this.
blessings.
He does his arm, his left hand like this when he's walking, and he's just walking around. I'm like, should I just carry a large mirror and walk past this guy so that this guy will know how he looks like? Because the guy pisses me off. I hated that guy. The song was just too much. But the thing about him, he dresses fine. I like the way he dresses. His clothes are always iron and everything. And he takes pride in every word that comes out of his mouth. Like, it's not the pronunciation per se, but his words have meaning. Like, there's a way. Have you never met someone that when the person is talking, you just know that that person means what he's saying? He's that type of
Yeah.
person. So
Mm-hmm.
after my experience with
Integrity.
that guy, I just said, no, I'm not even ugly. I just said it to myself, I'm not even next. This is not the right person. And I grew.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
In my family, we're a family of four, right? And that's me and my siblings. I'm the one. You need to see my siblings. They're very good looking. So
It's
sometimes
only
when
you
I
that is
bully them,
disgracing the family.
sometimes the first born, sometimes when I bully them, they just remind me.
Nobody
So,
like your siblings to tell you the hardcore truth. They won't hold back.
but like I said, physicality really doesn't. The physicality really doesn't matter. And I like what Bumi said. Give her a guy that looks nice and a guy that can satisfy her. But in the same vein, you can say, give me a guy with an extremely large manhood and a guy with an average one that can satisfy her. She'll pick the one that we're just being
Who
adults here.
good looks F? Who?
You just need somebody that will ring your bell every time, you know. You're not going for somebody that. By the way, are you keeping the fine guy as a trophy or decoration?
That's it now. That's why
It's
I
my
said it's different for everybody. Some people are so insecure. They need you to. They need to be with someone who will make them look better. So their own
I forgot
priorities
it.
are completely different. But for the rest of us that are normal, we care
Instagram
about
couple.
real shit. Well,
See, we made it to class today. Yay! I'm surviving. I didn't know
listen,
I
I'm
could do this.
expecting a prize. I've never been on anybody's show as much as I've been on you people's show. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so close up. Sheon, give us your final remarks.
It's like we said, you know, it's important, but when the chips are down, that isn't what will make a lasting relationship, really. The physical, not really. It is the non-physical that are the real things that,
So the
that you look.
what you can see.
Yes, now. Yes, now. So that's just about it.
I agree
Physical
with
is
you.
part of it, is important, it's part of it, but it's not everything. There are other things that make a relationship other than the physical. That's the way I see it.
And Bumi,
I agree with him. If I was to add anything at all, it would be that um, I forgot the thought right now. I wanted to say something, but it'd be too long. Maybe next time. But yeah, I agree with you. You're completely right. It's not all about physicality, even though that is important for some people. I think it's important that you marry the person who that you understand who you're married to and how important that is to them. And if you can meet those needs, don't go and marry someone who wants to kill somebody if you're not about that life. So I think for me, it's more. What's most important is compatibility. Marry the person who has who prioritizes that the same way as you do, and
and for me, I'll, like I started, I'm like, please always get to talk with the person. Get to talk with the person. Try and find out what's in the person's head, like where they're heading to, where they're coming from. I know it sounds very cliche and boring, but trust me, you'll be better off when you have certain information before you take that deep dive into a marriage or a relationship of eternity. Well, having said that, I've survived this episode, uh, anchoring this episode. I thank God for it. And please keep Abby in your prayers. You can see that she's a little down. She's
yeah,
in pain. But I'm
please give
sure
her
by
a
next
love.
week, yeah, I'm sure by next week she'll be fine. Abby brings in a kind of bubbling vibe, yeah, but it's
Yeah,
missing today.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Right.
there can there can be a Mogalo criminals
Without
without
her.
Abby. It's Mogalo criminals with Abby and
And
friends.
friends, yeah.
So now we're having Mogalo without Abby. So you
I've been
see that
friends with Abby.
it's not bad. It's just the friends. So until next time we'll meet again, please open your eyes, your senses whenever you're dealing with any serious decisions that
And
affect.
cover your body parts.
Yes, yes. Cover your dress up. Yeah, cover your body. Don't be flying your what's the name? Your drawers, your boxers. Uh, don't be exposing images and
Bye. Thank you.